Okay guys, welcome back to the channel. So today I'm going to be filming my June read, but the way that I'm going to do it, because I've been in a huge reading slump this month, so the way I'm going to do it is I'm going to say like what's on my TBR and why I didn't read it or something in that sense. And then on the other, I've literally only read 6 books this month. 6. My average is 40 something. I've read 6 in like a quarter of a book. So we're gonna start with what I read and if they're on my TBR. So the first one we're gonna start with is The Housemaid's Secret. I did read this one and I gave it a 4.75 star. This literally put me in a slump. After I finished reading this, any book I picked up afterwards, I was like, no. I picked up like 5 books and got that much through and never finished it. So yeah, this one put me in a huge slump. This is the first one I started with. And then we're gonna go with, was that on my TV? Fourth Wing. I did read that one as well. I do have the sprayed edges. I did read this one. I stopped. We were on a road trip on the vacation and I read this all the way there. But literally I just put my bookmark in a random place. It's just a little tag from our headwear. But yes, I did finish this. I gave this a 5 star. I like these 2 books. These 2 put me in a slump. All I want to read is thrillers, and then no fantasy is comparing to this one, so it's making it harder to get through it. To get through any fantasy. And then after that, I read Beach Read by Emily Henry. I read this on the beach. Our vacation was on the beach. And I gave this a 4.75. I really did like this. Gus and January's relationship. It did take me a few minutes to get in it because I was like, who is Augusta? Because all I ever heard was Augustus. All I ever heard was Gus. So I was very confused on like who this other person was, but I did get to it. And the next one I read was When in Rome by Sarah Adams. I gave this one a 3 star. I think it was just because it was so short, so it took so long. Like, it just rushed the story to me, in my opinion. And then the next one I read was Archer's Voice. Literally, it took me so long to get into this book. So incredibly long. I did not finish. I finished it, but I didn't want to finish it because I just could not get into it. It was so hard to get into it. But I gave this a 3 star. And then the next one that I read, I'm going to use this one, is A Court of Mist and Fury. I finally read it, guys. This is the 6 books I read. This one I gave a 5 star. Love this. Reese Ann, baby. Reese Ann. And now I know why everybody loves Reese Ann. And I know I said I was in a reading slump, and I am. But I still can give 5 stars when I'm in a reading slump. The reading slump that I'm in is more of I'm just not getting into any books to where I want to finish them. And then the one that I'm currently reading but I'm not finished with is Billy Summers by Stephen King. I'm on page 109, chapter 7. Yeah, chapter 7. It's honestly kind of hard to get into this too. Everybody's Haley loved this. Destiny gave it a 3 star. She said it took her 3 days to read it, and it never took her that long to read a book of this size, so I feel like I'm more on the Destiny side of it, to where it's hard to get into it. But yeah, that's the book I'm currently reading. So all the books that I did not read and why I did not read them. Well, the first one is Haunting Adeline. And I know when I recorded that video, I was like, I'm going to read this next. Like, I'm going to read this next. I don't know. I just never picked it up. But I'm going to read it. I'm going to say I might honestly read this next, but I don't know. I have so much stuff on my TBR. I have no idea if I'm going to read this next. Do I want to? Yes. Will I? I don't know. Then the next one that I did not read is Daisy Jones and the Six. And the reason I didn't read this, I did take it on a vacation with me. But the reason I didn't read it was because, one, on vacation, I was just always doing stuff. So I was never really at home, like at the place to read. And then when I was, romance wasn't catching my eye. Like, I wasn't up for the romance. So that's why. Then the next one is the kiss quotation. Like I said, not up for romance. Literally, I have so many romance books that I'm not wanting to read any of them. So help me. And the next one is the Hawthorne Legacy. I know this is not necessarily a romance, but it is. It's more of like a thriller romance. I just wasn't in the mood for this either. Like, truthfully, I can't even fully remember what happened in the Inheritance game. So, I don't know. I'm not in the romance mood. So, I'm not going to pick up anything romance right now. And then the next one that I did not read is Kingdom of Ash. Now, I know I said I wanted to read Kingdom of Ash before I started the ACOTAR series. Like, restarted it. But I don't want the Throne of Glass series to end. So, I did not want to read this. And I will be reading the new copies. I just have this sitting in front of me. But yeah, like, I just don't want the series to end, so I don't want to read it. Because if I read this, it's over. There's no going back. There's no reading this again for the first time. It's no going back. So I don't want it to end right now. So that's one reason I have not finished reading it. That's why I haven't read that one yet. Then the next one is Every Summer After and Meet Me at the Lake by Carly Fortune. I did not read either one of these because, like I said again, I'm not in a romance mood. So none of these romances are going to make me happy. And like, Destiny read this while she was on vacation and she said that she did not care for it. So I don't want to be in that. I don't want to be in a more slump by reading a book that I think will get me in a slump. So, that's why I have not read that one. The same with Practice Makes Perfect. I've heard this is an amazing book. But I also heard that When in Rome was an amazing book. And I did like it. I just didn't like how it was rushed. But that may just be me that felt rushed. I don't know. So, I'm not in a romance mood. I don't want to push myself into that mood and then not love the book. Because, like, I'm not in that mood and I'm in a slump. So, that's going to have to be a no for right now. Love in Other Words by Christina Lauren. Now, I didn't read it, but I listened to some of this yesterday at the gym. So, what I listened to was great. I can't tell you where I'm at because I don't know. Because I didn't have the book. I was listening to it at the gym. But what I do remember, it was really good. And I might actually like this one. And then King of Blood and Battle. Oh, King of Blood, Battle and Blood. I do want to finish. I do want to read this, but I want to get the second book before I read this, because if I love it, I'm gonna go right into the second one. You know, like I gotta have both. So that's why. That's the main reason I haven't read this one yet. But who knows? I may be like, I'm gonna pick this up, even though I don't have the second one. Ugh. And then we got book lovers and people we meet on vacation. Now, I honestly should have read this one when we were on vacation, because people we meet on vacation. So if I'm reading this now, it's going to be a little weird because I'm not on vacation. But I also heard that this is one of her least, loved books. So, I'm already in a reading club. I don't need to get in a worse one. And then book lovers is mainly just the fact that I'm not in a romance mood. But every Emily Henry book I've read so far, I really have liked. So maybe I'll be okay with these two, but I don't know. I just didn't read it. It didn't draw my attention. And then we have Love on the Brain. The same reason. Well, the main reason I didn't read this one because I know that they're not series. But when I was going to enter, look at this on Goodreads to add it to my TBR, it said book 2. So I want to read the Love Hypothesis before this one, just to be on the safe side. But I don't have the Love Hypothesis. So that is why I have not read that one yet. That's not the only reason, but that is why. One reason I have not read that one yet. And then, oopsie, hang on, my books are falling everywhere. Okay, and then it's terrible. So I didn't read this one again. I'm more of a mood reader, and if I'm not, and I pick my TBR based on my mood at that time. My mood was not this when it came to the time to read it. So, yeah. And then we have Twisted Hate. I heard that this one's really good, but I really don't remember the Twisted Games. I know I said that I read it and I gave it a whatever star, but I don't know why. But when I picked this up to go read it, I was like, what the heck happened in Twisted Games? Why can't I remember it? So, with that being said, I'm going to have to reread Twisted Game because I really don't remember it. So, I remember Twisted Love because I can't stand Alex. At least I didn't in that one. Everybody says he gets better, but I don't know. For some reason, I cannot remember what Twisted Games is. And then both of these, Mary Jane and Malibu Rising. It was more of, I was just not in the mood for either one of these, so I got rid of both. I'm not going to read either one of them. I'm not, sorry. Even though I know it's summer, it doesn't feel like summer, so I'm not in the mood to read these summer books because it doesn't feel like summer to me. I don't know what it feels like, but it's not summer to me. And then the last but not least is Addicted to You. And another main reason I don't want to start this is because everybody says that this one is the worst book in the whole series. And that it's not that great, the greatest. And I'm already in a reading slump, so I don't need to get in a worse one by reading a book like that. But 2, if this is the worst one and then I read the second one and the third one and I love them, I'm going to be mad because I can't go to the next book or the next book because I only have the first 3. So that's the main reason, is I want to be able to have all of them before I start a series. I am that person that I have to have all of the books in the series before I start them, or I may not read them. I may just hold on to the series that I have and then start them. That's how I was with Hopeless. Even though Hopeless wasn't technically a 5-book series, I had to have the 2 novellas. Even though I had the Hopeless, Losing Hope, and All Your Perfects, I had to have the 2 novellas before I read any of them. So, yeah. Yeah. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm sorry because it's just a bunch of me rambling about why I didn't read my TBR. So, I don't know if I'm going to do a July TBR because July is my birthday. And I am that birthday queen that I'm going to celebrate the whole month. So, may not have time to read. This month and next month is going to be hard for me to do anything. But I do want to say I picked up the series by Marissa Meyer. The same person, Marissa Meyer. Is she related to Stephanie Meyer? I just thought about that. Is this girl that wrote this related to the girl that wrote Twilight? Y'all let me know. Anyway, I just found this series. And I heard that it's like Divergent, but with superheroes. And Divergent is still one of my top favorite series. My top favorite series. So, if this is what this series is like, I'm in love already. Anyway, love you guys. Comment, subscribe. Please let me know what y'all want to watch, want to see. I know I just talk about books, but I can talk about anything. You give me the script, I'll say it. Like Matt Rife said that day to Shamar Moore. Okay? Alright. Love you.